That side, the metal's good. That side, the plastic's good. Unfortunately, both sides are bad. If you have a lot of mechanical sympathy, you are probably going to dislike me by the end of this video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of 14.7 to 1 Racing Network. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of bad news today. No one's hurt, no one's sick, nothing big like that. Just a little bit of bad news about the old daily driver 2002 Toyota Tundra here. I sent her down to the welding shop to get a patch put on the frame because, as I've known for a while, and as anyone with one of these trucks knows, the frame was going bad. It's a Canadian truck, and it's a Gen 1 Toyota Tundra, so it's going to happen. With that being said, they put it up on their lift, and they started picking away at the frame, and it turns out the frame is bad. And when I say bad, it is Swiss cheese from front to back. So this frame is just not savable. It's unfortunate, but the frame's just toast. There's nothing we can do with it. It would have cost thousands just to patch it back together to make it safe, but it was just going to rot out in between the patches, and then we're just going to be back to spending another $1,000 on it or whatever. So along with the frame being rotted out and me finding out how bad it is now, I also know of a whole bunch of other issues that I will actually take you guys over one by one. I want to show you guys absolutely everything wrong with the truck and what I'm facing right now. It's unfortunate. It's a wonderful truck, and I've absolutely loved this truck, but she's down pretty bad right now. So I'll go ahead and take you guys over absolutely everything to my knowledge that's wrong with it, everything I suspect may be wrong with it, and yeah, basically give you guys a rundown of what I'm facing with this girl and how bad this situation is. It is looking pretty bad at this point. With that being said, first I'll start by showing you guys what is obviously wrong with the truck with both appearance and functionality, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of things. Suspension. As of right now, the steering and brakes are pretty good, no problems with them, but we will get into the rest of it and show you guys what I'm facing here. Okay, so for starters, we will cover cosmetics and the obvious stuff. As you can see, the bumper is shot. That side, the metal's good. That side, the plastic's good. Unfortunately, both sides are bad. This here, I dropped my tailgate into the jack of a trailer. Wouldn't recommend doing that. Apparently it makes that pretty loose. Makes the tailgate a bit of a pain to open. So that was my fault. I can't blame that on Toyota. By no means their fault. As you can see, this is a different color box than the truck. Reason for that is, if you know me, you know I put this truck in a ditch in the past. If you don't know me, now you know. This truck has partied in its life. So unfortunately, due to lack of maintenance and care on my own part, the bed, as you can see here, is starting to rot out. It was a good bed when we put it on it after the accident. Unfortunately, it's no longer a good bed. It's pretty much toast. The tailgate itself is also starting to get some cancer along the bottom. The body has the odd rub mark from doors and such. Along windows, I'm starting to notice some rust starting along spots like this. Just surface rust, nothing major yet. As you can see, there's obviously a cracked windshield. I took 2 stone chips within 1 week and ended up cracking the whole windshield. That was unfortunate. Along the top of the windshield, it's starting to get some of the typical rust that they also see up there. On the outside, it's got its scuffs, marks. The body, overall, actually isn't in that bad a shape. The rockers are in good shape. The bottom of the body's in good shape. The roof's in good shape, other than what I showed you guys along there. This here, aftermarket mirror, never really fit great from the time I put it on. Pretty much vibrated ever since I put it on. That was unfortunate, but I didn't want to waste my time getting my money back on that. In the hood, there is the odd spot of rust starting. Now that I've given you guys a rundown of the outside, I will jump inside and give you guys a rundown of what's going on in there. So overall, I've mistreated this truck pretty badly. There is grease everywhere. The seat has the usual tears in it. The steering wheel, from cleaning it, has completely given up on me, and that's just hanging. So as an upgrade, I put this here head unit in, hoping to have better sound quality. And I also put speakers in both doors. Well, now, for some reason, every once in a while, one or the other speaker, or sometimes both, will just randomly cut out while I drive down the road. That's really annoying. There's a white box in behind here that seems to be the cause of my problem. I've tried zip tying that shut. I've tried spreading the prongs out to make it fit better. I can't make that plug work for me. Other than that, the rest of the interior of the truck really isn't in that bad a shape. Pretty much everything works. That window back there has the usual Toyota Tundra latch that breaks on it. That's pretty typical. I just never replaced that while I own the truck. The seats, other than the driver's seat, are actually in pretty good shape. The back seat's pretty mint. Nothing ever really went back there. I usually drove this truck by myself. Every once in a while I'll have the girlfriend in the passenger seat. Other than that, mostly one person in here, so the back seat never got used. So, with the exterior and the interior covered, let's get to the really bad stuff. We'll get to the underneath. It's looking pretty rough under there. I want to warn you guys ahead of time. If you're squeamish, look away, but don't really look away. I mean, keep watching the video. If you have a lot of mechanical sympathy, you are probably going to dislike me by the end of this video. So I'll crawl underneath and give you guys an idea of what a 17-year-old owning a pickup looks like in the long term. So in the beginning, this hole here is what I knew about. Everyone that has this generation of Toyota Tundra knows that you get that hole. There's nothing you can do about it if it didn't make it in for the recall. This one, unfortunately, we missed the recall by a couple of years. Didn't get it in for the recall. Okay, send it to the welding shop. We'll get that fixed. No problem. Don't worry about it. Well, the welding shop took a closer look at it. What you'll find under here in this mess is that there's a big hole there, little hole in front of it. As we move forward on the frame, right in the middle, there's another hole there, about half a fist sized. Another hole about the same size right in front of that one. Up in front of the front cab mount, we have the same story. One shimmering light of hope is that the front of the frame is actually pretty good. No rod holes up there. Unfortunately, as you can see, as I mentioned about the suspension, the front struts are just completely out of it. The front strut bushings anyways. The struts themselves actually aren't too bad, but even the top bushings and the bearing up there are pretty well shot. The ball joints have actually both been done, as well as the rack. That was just stuff that I happened to do in the past. So as you can imagine, finding out that one little hole on each side that you thought you had turned into basically the entire frame being one giant hole with a cab mounted to it. I'm not even sure how Toyota did that at this point, but it worked. It's been working. It's been doing everything I need it to do. So now we're at a point where this truck, in the state it is in, is pretty much undrivable. This truck, I wouldn't feel right driving it down the road at this point, at least any great distance. For safety reasons, I'm going to be making the elective decision to go ahead and pull this truck off the road. With that being said, I will see you guys back on the tailgate, and we'll have a chat. So basically, at this point, we're at a crossroad where it needs to be fixed if it were to be driven on a daily basis again, and that's just the matter of fact. At this point, the smart decision, unfortunately, would be to scrap this truck, move on, find another vehicle, and see if we can move forward with another vehicle. I don't want to do that. I've had a lot of fun in this truck. It's made a lot of memories with me. I mean, my girlfriend, I picked her up for our first date in it. It's never let me down before. It's always gotten me where I needed to go. It's gotten me 6 hours up north multiple times. It's the truck I ran around in as a kid. 17 years old. 17 years old, running around, being goofy, doing stuff I probably shouldn't have done. Speeding, I got most of my speeding tickets in this here truck. I've slowed down a lot. Don't worry, don't need to give me the lecture. I've gotten the lecture enough on the side of the road. I've slowed down. But, yeah, the smart decision at this point would probably be to go ahead and get rid of this truck and move on. That being said, no one's ever accused me of being a smart man. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, in the next video, I'm going to let you know what the plan is to fix it. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get to find out what happens in the next one. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we can get this thing put back together.